What's going on, everyone? Kellan Reck here, and today we're talking about the FeiyuTech AK2000. Can it top the Ronin-S? We're just going to find out. Check it out now. So the FeiyuTech AK2000, this is actually a piece of gear that I was wondering. At work, I use the Ronin-S all the time when it comes to stabilization. Seriously, I use it every single day. I love it, get amazing shots with it. So when I was given the opportunity to try the FeiyuTech AK2000, I said, hey, let's give it a go. Let's see how it compares. Can it match up? Can it get similar shots? And what can it do? Well, I gotta say, it did fantastic. Now, let's see exactly where it had strengths, where it had weaknesses. We'll dive in and check those out here. So first of all, the payload of the FeiyuTech AK2000 is 6.2 pounds. That's 2.8 kilograms. You can actually get a pretty decent camera on here. I was using a 5D Mark IV with no problem, had a large 16 to 35 millimeter lens on it. It did a pretty good job. It actually was able to stabilize, hold that steady. It had no problem stabilizing with its motor and getting it balanced. Really not an issue. Now, if you put a Canon 1DX Mark II, one of those larger cameras on there, you're gonna start to run into a few issues. Canon C100 might be a little tough, but I didn't test those, so it's worth a go to see what you can do with them. If you wanna get a bigger camera on the FeiyuTech infrastructure, you can go with the AK4000 or the 4500, and that'll let you get a lot more weight onto your stabilizer. So the FeiyuTech AK2000 is going to come in at about half the price of the Ronin-S. The Ronin-S goes for about $600, where the AK2000 goes for about $300. So you're definitely getting a little bit of bang for your buck here if you're looking for an entry-level stabilizer. It's going to do a lot for you. And honestly, the fact that these are even below $1,000 is crazy. They produce such good images, and it's really changed the game when it comes to these steady shots. The FeiyuTech AK2000 weighs quite a bit less than the Ronin-S, coming in at 2.75 pounds, while the Ronin-S is 4.1 pounds. So this is without your camera even added on top of it. So, you know, when you're running around all day carrying one of these stabilizers, weight can become a factor. So to have a lighter gimbal is really gonna make a difference on your arms and your back, just about every part of your body as you're using this camera throughout the day. So that actually was something that I really liked about it. And the lightness didn't make it feel like it was cheap. It's got a great rubberized grip, it's got a great build, a touch screen. Really everything about the FeiyuTech AK2000 feels professional, it feels sturdy. There's nothing about it that feels cheap when you compare it to the Ronin-S. Balancing is incredibly easy. You just slide your camera onto the plate, slide it into the slot on the AK2000, and then you just have to make some subtle adjustments, and then the stabilizer, once you turn on the gimbal, the motor inside is really gonna correct and make sure that that camera is totally steady. I've used gimbals like the Glide camera. You really need to make sure it's stabilized by itself, it doesn't have a motor. And compared to that, this is absolutely so easy. The motor just takes over and really builds it out for you. You wanna get it somewhat balanced prior to, but the motor's gonna do most of the heavy lifting. Now this is a smooth gimbal and the shots look absolutely fantastic. Check out some of these. You can see that I'm running at full speed and the motion is totally smooth. It looks like I'm gliding across the ground. This FeiyuTech AK2000 really does have the capability to match the other gimbals on the market. It puts out a great image. There's a couple different capture modes. When you're in default capture mode, the movement that you make with your hands on the gimbal can be pretty sensitive. I like to go with smooth capture mode because the movements are a little bit more subtle. It eases with you as you move, and it really is gonna allow you to get those subtle movements that you really want to capture a nice, smooth motion. The default capture mode could be good if you need quick action movements, but that smooth capture mode is what I like to use. There's also a scroll wheel on the side that has a few different features. You can allow it to adjust your zoom and focus, but you can also dial in your settings and use a very fine-tuned adjustment on your pan and tilt of your camera. So based on what setting you have this rotation wheel set to, you can use it to really get down to a nice smooth move. As you rotate it, your camera will slowly pan. This is a nice feature that a lot of other gimbals don't have. It's also good to know that all three axes rotate freely so you can get that full range of motion. You're gonna be able to get all the shots that you want with this gimbal. It's got great controls. There's a touch screen so you can toggle between your modes. You can toggle between various settings. You're able to actually connect your camera to the gimbal itself, so you can adjust ISO and shutter speed. You can adjust some of these features through the touchscreen on the gimbal. It does a lot for you, and the touchscreen is one nice thing that a lot of the other gimbals don't have. There's a joystick for moving your camera. There's a trigger on the back, which if you double tap will recenter your camera on the gimbal. If you triple tap, it'll kick you into selfie mode. There's a lot of different features with the FeiyuTech AK2000 that make it stand out in some ways. A lot of them are similar to the other gimbals, and you want those standard things like the trigger and the joystick to control the movement of your camera, but the touchscreen again is a standout feature of this gimbal. And connecting to their app will allow you to control the camera and build in movements, so you could do a time lapse that has a subtle movement of the camera over time, and that can all be done through the app. The Steadicam comes in a really nice packaging, and it comes with a few different things. Obviously, you have the Steadicam itself. You've got a tripod extender that's going to let you set the Steadicam down on a table or on the ground, but also you can close that up so it becomes an arm extension that you can use two hands to hold the Steadicam. It's going to come with a battery pack and 4 batteries. These last about 12 hours when they're fully charged. There's no backup, so you need to fully charge and you use all 4 of the batteries. So there's no way to, unless you were to order more, you need to only use these 4 batteries for your full shoot, but that 12-hour duration is going to really let you get a full day's worth of shooting out of one set of batteries, one charge of batteries. There's a plate to put on the bottom of your camera that's going to let you slide onto the camera, and then there's 2 easy screws that's going to let you attach the plate to your camera. Really a nice setup. It's got everything that you need, and it's going to let you get those shots and get your camera setups nice and easy for transportation, packs up nice and tight, and does a great job for shoots. Overall, the FeiyuTech AK2000 was a fantastic gimbal. I really didn't know what to expect when I first got this. Again, like I said, the Ronin-S was really something that I used every single day and I've come to love, and I recommend it to everyone. But now, after having used the FeiyuTech AK2000, I would 100% recommend it as a starter Steadicam, a starter gimbal, because of its price, because of the way the shots look, and because of the ease of use. It has so many great features packed into it. It's got features that match the other market standards, and it really puts out a great shot, and that's what matters. Now, I will say that obviously a lot of it has to do with how you're able to operate the camera on it. It takes practice to get the shots down perfectly, but to put this camera, or to put a camera on the FeiyuTech AK2000 and start running around, you're gonna instantly see the shots can be absolutely beautiful, so smooth and incredible. So I think this is a definite purchase if you're looking to get a Steadicam, if you're looking to get into that game. Check out the FeiyuTech AK2000. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying these videos. We're gonna come out with a whole bunch more. Every Wednesday at 10 a.m. we post videos on photography and filmmaking. So thanks for checking it out. We'll check you back in the next one.